Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Frankie B. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on by my channel just to check out some of the scribbles I'm doing. So anyway, this is a very interesting one. I actually did this one 6 months ago for my Halloween Facebook Live draw. It's an Ultraman blank cover. And I was like, I'd done some work on the Ultraman card set, official card set by R.R. Parks. And, and then once the actual series came out from Marvel, I was like, hey, I got to sign up some of these blank covers. So I decided to do a Facebook Live drawing and bingo bango. And then I stopped because, again, gigs got in the way and other stuff. So now here I am. I'm right back in the mix and I'm going to try to wrap this up. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to be putting this piece up in the auction. That's right. I know. That word, man, getting original artwork is one of the most amazing things for any collector out there. And this piece right here is going to be going up into the Alterna auction, which is tomorrow. I'm going to be in the, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Auction block, which is Eastern Standard Time. So I'm excited. So I said, you know what? Hey, man, I got to wrap this piece up and then get it ready for someone potentially who might want to, purchase it. So anyway, let's get started on this, right? All right, I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little color to this, just a tad. So bear with me. I'm just gonna grab a couple. I put my Statler pens up, as you can hear the sound in the background. Next time I gotta be more prepared. You would think I would be. 30 years doing this stuff, and come on, Frank, you can be better than that. All right. So let's see, make sure you guys can see pretty good. I got the light as low as I can get it. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with Godzillas Flame. And yeah, I did the, Alterna had an auction a couple of weeks ago and it was really well received. And I had a fun time. And I think the other artists had a fun time as well. And so, it's just a great way for people to get original artwork from artists that they enjoy. I'm very fortunate. I'm glad there are people out there who actually dig what I'm doing. I don't take it lightly either. Again, anytime somebody says they actually like my work and what I do, it definitely does. It is an amazing feeling, because the thing is that they don't have to say that. They don't have to be looking at my work. They could be looking at thousands of other artists' work. But they look at it and they go, hey, man, I like what you're doing there. And that really does make me feel really, really good. So anyway, this is, I'm going to be putting up on auction as a black and white. And the reasoning why I'm doing this as Statler pencils with the option, now this is the option that I'm going to be giving when I go up the auction, is that the option for whether or not they want to go, if they want me to do full color. So, again, you can imagine that doing full color will definitely, be much more time consuming, but, the reward is there. So, is somebody willing to look at that and say, you know what, I'll spend a little extra to get that color on there. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So the thing is, I just want to do these lines and get them in color, but the rest is going to be black and white. All right. Before I forget, I just want to say that this is going to be another one of my famous mashup videos. That's a video that is like me talking a little bit and just taking you guys through the stages of what I'm doing, and then I shift over to hyperlapse, which is really fast and stuff, and and people tend to look at that and they get mesmerized by it. You get some nice, cool music, and you just see the hand moving at super speed. Which honestly, I wish my hand could move at super speed like that. That'd be amazing. Can you imagine the level of artwork I could do, the amount of artwork? Oh, it'd be staggering. All right, come on. All right, I'm using a Micron, and this is a new one too. Sometimes they get that dry tip, I don't know if I left it open or anything, but let's see if I can save this baby. Back in the day, we used to, yeah, it's weird. It's not, it's not working with me. So, you know, gotta shift gears. What I may do is I may just go for the Pento, just go straight to the Pento, start getting some blacks down, and then maybe I have to crack open a new one. That is the thing, you know, once something comes up, you gotta readjust and see if you can make it work. Now, this is, I wrote the name Jira from the Ultraman show. I actually did a card in the Ultraman card set. I think I did a Jira card. I like the fact, I just love the idea that that they were able to create this character that typically is a rip of Godzilla, but you know, they made it into their own thing. So that's kind of cool. And I think again, Toho, when they did Jet Jaguar, he technically is a rip of Ultraman. All right. So let's see. Yeah, this is a really intense piece because the front part of it, you know, I actually wanted to show the motion, like action. You know, once Ultraman confronts Jira, I wanted to show some scenes. And you would think that, yeah, it's weird. Like I was sort of thinking in the terms of like this scene right here that I'm doing, this is the beginning scene. And then you flip it open and then you see like, okay, here's Ultraman, he's coming down to confront him, Jira's going on a rampage. And then we get these nice sort of fight scenes, and then we end with Ultraman doing his sign like, okay, he's done. That was the idea. So, as I said before in previous videos, is that I've always been someone who, I love sequential art, and I love the idea of telling stories. I love the artwork of Frank Frazetta, who would do these pieces of, you know, images of art, and then it felt like that art in itself, that single image, had a massive story in it. Even though he didn't add, you know, may not even add any other additional pieces of art to it, like sequentially, it would just be like, there's a story starting here or ending, you know. And for me, that's always been a challenge where I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try that. I want to try to create stories with my art. I just don't want to just do a head or static art or anything like that. That's just not in my wheelhouse. Like I want it to feel like you're getting some level of story, because that's what I experienced when I was watching these things on Creature Double Feature. You know, the stories are so captivating to me and so fun. Like there was a level where there was a realism, because I mean, it was funny. I posted yesterday. I saw the Japanese trailer for Terror of Mechagodzilla. Some person had posted it, uploaded on YouTube, and I watched it, and it took me back a little bit. Like those are very violent movies. There was movies where Godzilla got shot in the neck. I think in Mechagodzilla. I don't know if it was Terror. I feel like it was Terror of Mechagodzilla. He gets shot in the neck, and he's like, like blood is like splurting out of his neck and everything. Yeah, he gets jacked up. And a couple of other stuff. I mean, they were pretty violent. So when I hear, you know, if people even say, oh, these things are kind of cheese and corny, I mean, they were pretty violent. Even Ultraman's pretty violent, you know, but it was just the way that they did it, you know. They did it in a way where it wasn't, I don't know, like the violence, I guess I grew up in a time where, you know, I could watch Tom and Jerry, and somehow my young child mind wouldn't look at that as realistic violence. You know, but again, I grew up, you know, in the projects and stuff like that. So violence to me, when I saw real violence, it was real violence. You know, there was real consequences and stuff like that. But stuff like that was still in a make-believe kind of world. So I was able to, you know, separate it. But, you know, so anyway, I just want to add too, the Kickstarter is doing very well. We're up to 60 backers, which is exciting. I mean, we started last Friday, and we're literally, I cannot tell you how close. We're like, let's just say like almost $300 away from just our funding, the funding number that we put up. And that's exciting. That's really exciting. First time doing this, you know, with Matthew. I think Matthew did one before, but this time around, man, it's doing pretty good. And the cool thing about it is that the book's done. That's a huge, like, I'm glad that we were committed in just getting it done, and not being something where it's like, okay, this is going to be for production, trying to raise the production cost. We really, my dream is to actually hopefully get a little bit over so that we can put some of that money into the production of the actual stuff series, because the book got picked up, and we actually are going to have books come out next year. So it's definitely a challenge. I think a lot of people, when they look at comic books, immediately there's that initial rush where you go, oh man, I want to create something because I got this neat idea or whatever, and then the reality kicks in that it's going to take time and it's going to take money. People always talk about, like, they go, well, do you want to create stuff? I tried being my own solo creator for many times, a couple of times over the years, and I understood that it takes a lot. And now, as I'm turning 51 this year, I know that I want to focus. I know where my strengths are. I know where I want to focus my energies and techniques and stuff. I really want to focus on the art. I want the art to be really good. I want, you start thinking of stuff like that, like this is the time for me to really, really push what I do out in the forefront. And honestly, I don't want to get bogged down with all the other stuff, that I know that exists there. Taxes and the financial distribution and all that stuff. That's a lot. Like I said, my hat goes off to any creator out there, solo creator that's just doing everything. I don't know how you do it. I honestly don't. It's a huge undertaking. And you really have to do your homework, That's what I would tell any person out there trying to get into this, do anything like this. If you can find somebody that you can trust, that's going to be important. Find somebody that you can trust and that you can work with, and you have a good synergy. And yeah, sometimes you may have differences or whatever, but not strong enough differences where you're just like, oh, I don't want to work with this person. You don't want that. You want something where you have a synergy with this person, that any debates that you have literally add onto the project, onto the creation of what you're trying to do. Me and Matthew have that kind of synergy. Like I'm able to talk to him. If I disagree about something, then I shoot it over to him, and we try to work on it to see if there can be some kind of compromise or whatever. Sometimes I'll look at something, and if he looks at it and says, "Oh, Frank, I don't know," or whatever, then I'll just be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and fight and argue over it. It's pointless." That's not what teamwork is about. Working and trying to find compromises, and the main agenda should be for the project. It's just like a film. The main agenda should be about the film and making sure that it succeeds. Not egos, none of that other stuff. It's about, can we make this thing? Can we make this thing be the best it can be? And then after it's all done and said and done, then you can decide whether or not you want to continue your relationship or whatever. All right, let's see. What a fun character. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy to say that the Ultraman card set, they did a Kickstarter. Richard did a Kickstarter. He's the guy that ran it. Did a Kickstarter, and it was, I can't even express how super successful it was. I mean, literally, he was in the six figures when it's all said and done. It closing in on literally it was like $166,000. I mean, that's amazing. I have a feeling that he's going to be holding on to that IP for a little bit. It's with that kind of success rate, and I'm just glad that I was part of it. I'm hoping, I'll see how my workload is. If I can, he's asked me if I want to jump in on the part 2 set, so we'll see. I definitely enjoy doing it. These are the kind of card sets that I really like. When I was doing really in the heyday of really doing sketch cards, this is the kind of stuff that I really got me really motivated, And I worked on a lot of different ones too. But for me, it's like I always felt like, you have to be energized. Like there has to be some level of energy, for you to want to work on a project. Because then what happens is if you don't have that energy or that desire, then all of a sudden it just becomes a job. And then you're not caring that much about it. And I want to care about something. All right. So anyway, I think I might have talked enough now. I think this is the point where I'm going to shift over into hyperlapse. I want to once again thank you for coming to my channel and just checking out what I'm doing. I mean, I'm truly honored by that. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can go to the Kickstarter for Kajus and Comics, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you can contribute, that'd be fantastic. Maybe even get like one of the copies of the comic book. That'd be fantastic. It is an exclusive comic, so we won't be printing at any other place. It'll only be printed through this Kickstarter. And then also, if you can't do that, that's okay. But just sharing it and letting other people hear about it, know about it, will greatly, greatly help us. So thank you. And as always,